So you hear a lot about Republicans voting for Trump and Democrats voting for Harris, but have you heard of this Democrat who wants to vote for Donald Trump? I've heard of Republicans switching sides over to Kamala Harris, but not the inverse. So this should be an interesting 6 minutes to go over to see why this Democrat is in fact voting for Donald Trump.
Wanting to vote for a Republican this year, I've remained committed to changing the Democratic Party from within. I deliberately attended the Democratic National Convention with an open mind.
Okay.
Although protesters outside of the DNC harassed Chicago police officers, although they waved Hezbollah flags, although they held signs reading "We stand with Hamas," and they threatened to beat up Jewish counter-protesters, President Biden chose not only to condemn this behavior, but used his speech to announce, quote,
okay, so he's like a mega Zionist. That's what's going on.
That the protesters outside on the streets, they have a point.
Netanyahu's strongest soldier.
The day after my speech at the Republican National Convention, I told the national media, I told Democratic Party officials, my party, that I and other progressive Jewish students who are fighting for their civil rights on college campuses would be honored to give a similar...
Biden and Harris are not doing enough genocide for his taste.
...address at the Democratic Convention, where we would feel more at home.
Must be more deaths.
No
more!
offer was ever accepted.
More!
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer was proud to tell the audience at the DNC how proud he is to stand up to hate. Because of him, the bipartisan Anti-Semitism Awareness Act that would alleviate the concerns that I and Jewish students on college campuses have has yet to receive a floor vote on the Senate. That is a direct response and a direct result of Chuck Schumer and the Democratic leadership in the Senate.
Isn't it? Hold on. I need to go back. Bipartisan Anti-Semitism Awareness Act. Let me look this up. Anti-Semitism Awareness Act of 2023. This bill provides statutory authority for the requirement that the Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights take into the consideration the International Holocaust Remembrances Alliance working definition of anti-Semitism when reviewing or investigating complaints of discrimination based on race, color, or national origin programs or activities that receive federal financial assistance. According to the IHRA's working definition, anti-Semitism is a certain perception of Jews which may be expressed as hatred toward Jews. Wait, was this the one where they said you can't be anti-Zionist anymore? Like that's considered anti-Semitism? Isn't this that one? That was the summary. Where's the text? Here. Doesn't say anything about Zionism. This is the one? Let's see if it says anything about Israel. Nope. It's not that long. I'll just read through it. To provide for the consideration of a definition of anti-Semitism set forth by the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance for the enforcement of federal anti-discrimination laws concerning education programs or activities and for other purposes. Sense of Congress that the Title IX of the Civil Rights Act of 1964 prohibits discrimination on the basis of race, color. Yeah, so Title IX, right here, is your first issue, my man. Like, you really think conservatives give a f about Title IX? I don't think so. Like, why would you vote for Trump if you're, like, looking for Title IX protections? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Such title does not cover discrimination based solely on religion. Individuals who face discrimination based on actual or perceived shared ancestry or ethnic characteristics do not... So wait, is this the line that basically insinuates if you say you're anti-Zionist, you're anti-Semitic? Discrimination against Jews may give rise to a violation of such a title when the discrimination is based on race, color, or national origin, which can include discrimination based on actual or perceived shared ancestry or ethnic characteristics. Yeah, you could definitely interpret that to be like, oh, you're anti-Zionist, that means you hate Jewish people. It is the policy of the United States to enforce such title against prohibited forms of discrimination rooted in anti-Semitism as vigorously as against all other forms of discrimination prohibited by such title. And as noted in the U.S. National Strategy to Counter Anti-Semitism issued by the White House on May 25, 2023, it is critical to increase awareness and understanding of anti-Semitism, including as a threat to America, improve safety and security for Jewish communities, reverse the normalization of anti-Semitism and counter anti-Semitic discrimination, and expand communication and collaboration between communities. Anti-Semitism is on the rise in the United States and is impacting Jewish students in K-12 schools, colleges, and universities. The International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. Working definition of anti-Semitism is a vital tool which helps individuals understand and identify the various manifestations of anti-Semitism. So this is based on Title IX protections, which the conservatives don't want. They fought against it for like trans people. It's stupid to think that they would at all protect your right to not be discriminated against, even if it's anti-Semitism. Like, why would you think that the conservatives would be more, like, less anti-Semitic than the liberals? That's idiocracy.
The concerns that I and Jewish students on college campuses have has yet to receive a floor vote on the Senate. That is a direct response and a direct result of Chuck Schumer and the Democratic leadership in the Senate. It will be...
Sorry, I want to see why it was turned down. House passes anti-Semitism bill. They passed it? So wait, they passed it. Senator Schumer, bring the Anti-Semitism Awareness Act of 2023 to the Senate floor. During a November speech on the Senate floor, he said vitriol against Israel in the wake of October 7th is all too crossing into brazen and widespread anti-Semitism, the likes of which you haven't seen for generations of this country, if ever. Schumer has chosen to slow walk this legislation and not bring it to the Senate floor to avoid the wrath of the vocal but still minority voices of Democratic senators who are highly critical or in some cases have crossed the line in their criticism of Israel. Crossed the line? That's pretty, like, subjective assessment of that. Claiming it is culpable for genocide and using famine as a weapon of war, which it is. It is estimated that more than 70 senators of both parties are willing to vote for this legislation, but Schumer is giving a veto to the loud and harshly critical Democratic senators who would like to end America's special relationship with Israel and side with Oh, okay, yeah, this is a slanted article. But basically, Schumer just said no to it, probably because of the implication that you can just call anti-Zionists anti-Semites. So I agree with that.
It will be difficult for me. It will be difficult for me to forget the House Judiciary ranking member, Jerry Nadler, falling asleep as I gave personal testimony of my experience of anti-Semitism. During our congressional roundtable with the House Committee on Education, ranking member Democrat Bobby Scott similarly used the opportunity to criticize House Republicans for focusing on anti-Semitism. Tellingly, the overwhelming majority of Democrats on that committee did not show up. It was painful to watch my own Democratic elected officials, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Jamal Bowman, who I voted for in 2020, Ayanna Pressley, come to Harvard, come to Columbia and other campuses to give encouragement and show solidarity with encampment leaders, the same leaders who followed me for 3 weeks on my way to class, who recorded my movements.
I mean, you're kind of a Zionist piece of shit. I don't care.
I don't want to say these things publicly because I want to work in a bipartisan fashion. But with the election in less than 60 days, it is clear that I can't remain silent. House Speaker Mike Johnson, House Ways and Means Chairman Jason Smith, they have actively sought to meet with me and other Jewish students to discuss practical policy solutions. Hakeem Jeffries, the House Minority Leader,
that's because they're Zionists.
I can count on one hand the Democrats, my own party, who have done the same. I tried repeatedly to encourage the White House to meet with Jewish college students to discuss the crisis of anti-Semitism on our campus. I have never once received a response.
Okay, I'm bored. I'm not going to watch the rest of this. This is literally just him whinging about how the Democrats aren't doing quite enough genocide in Palestine for his liking. So, you, man. I hope you get followed more, honestly. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more, hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload. If you enjoy my content, you enjoy what I do, I really appreciate any financial help that I can get. Go to youtube.com/AlecGunterTTV/join. You got some awesome benefits, such as seeing early videos, awesome emotes that you can use in the comments of YouTube videos, and a sweet badge next to your name. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'd really appreciate if you join. It is cheaper than the cost of a blowjob from your mom. So with all that being said, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.